Everybody, and I apologize.
The topless stream.
The topless stream. The big booby stream. All right.
That'll get me subs or
You think that
follows or whatever.
All right. I'll keep,
no,
I'll
I'm just kidding. No,
there. Here we go.
No.
Hey, it doesn't work for me. They can get me subs, so I don't know.
Gainley, I posted another good idea for a spell on the Discord.
That's actually pretty good.
That and that shield and magic missile.
Yeah, because then it leans away from you having to think about intelligence.
Yeah.
If it's a concern.
Oh, my second.
But
yeah.
Hello.
Hello, it's me.
Hello, me. It's me again. Where the hell?
Hello, me. It's me again.
Did I hit the Discord?
Welcome to my misfit way of life.
All right. Now I'm going to actually try and remember.
Boop 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 boop.
What's the order? You guys are all out of order because I just rearranged the cameras because they were all messed up. And I'm trying to remember what the order is. Okay,
and
so
next thing,
Alandry can do his character intro first, and then we'll go in normal order. The CHOWDAH, GAWAIN, and then Missy, and then kind of start. So, go ahead, Alandry. Your character's kind of thoughts, and I guess I should do the what happened last game.
Yeah, I really like. Sorry.
You are, yeah. We are back in Lannis. I mentioned that. That way we were starting. We are back in Lannis. You guys finished up in the library. Came back to that Cecilia kind of town. Talked with them a little bit. Had a kind of evening with them. The only thing that really eventful happened there was in the middle of the night, Gawain was just violently smashed up against the roof of the building that you guys were in. It was not really a building; it's like a shell with stuff dug under it. With enough force that it actually lifted up the shell, and bright purple beams came out of his eye, and he kind of emanated purple light, and that probably went on for about a minute before he just kind of eventually sunk down. And you guys talked to him a little bit, and he noticed that he had a silver thumb and index finger on his right hand, and
index would be
the index and thumb. So, and then you guys made the trip back to Lannis. You guys ran into a couple of giant ice toads, which Alandry tried to talk with. It did not go incredibly well. Which probably fits well with him, but it came down to a roll that I just didn't roll all that well. You managed to get it so, they didn't attack you and eat you, but they wanted you to go away. So you guys just kind of skirted around them and then came back and dealt with stuff in town. You guys went and got some maps. And went to the Temple of Umberly and talked to them for a little bit amongst kind of talking with official stuff. And you guys checked in with the city, and basically you're awaiting payment at the inn. So that's what happened last week. And so now you can...
Okay, so I am Gainley I, as you guys know me from the internet, for the RPG part of the internet at least. I'm playing a sea elf called ALANDRY. He's a fighter, and he's now actually knows he'll have to relearn some of the stuff that he at least heard about in his old sea elf tribe, sea elf settlement, because lots of them know magic. Lots of them they are known to know magic. They are known to be wizards. So Alandry is starting to find out something weird going on inside him, and as you guys will find out today, perhaps he will know some spells of his own. So, and that will make him a fighter of the type Eldritch Knight. and we'll see what happens then.
That is
Yes.
a horrible roll.
Unconventional blade singer of sorts.
It's true.
And now Chowdah.
CHOWDAH. I'm CHOWDAH, the lobster monk. I actually because we just made third level, I actually just went into the sun soul, so now I can shoot light out of my body.
You're gonna kick even more ass.
Pretty much. Now I can Kamehameha things. I'm pretty stoked. Now that we're in town, we have something to do. Hopefully we'll figure something out what our next step is, where we go next. So I'm excited to see where we go.
Gawain.
Oh yes, my turn. Okay. Gawain is very happy that well, so far he hasn't been able to do anything, but hey, I got a map. I got silver thumb and forefinger. So and but yes, my goal has not been achieved yet. So I'm looking forward to having that achieved. I have several goals, actually. But that's how Gawain's feeling right now.
And Missy. Or Mija.
I'm MIJA. I am a gold grung, and I am very suspicious and not too sure about the group I'm with. I just recently joined the party, and I don't know. My goal is just to be the best wizard that this world has ever seen.
And we are without DARYA because she's sick tonight. So,
Yeah, my character's gonna be lost.
So, your character came into town and kind of got separated because you had issues with your internet and computer and stuff because your dog. You've been kind of sitting and studying those scrolls. They're really, really old spells, which makes them really interesting to kind of translate, because what you were taught, it functions differently, but it functions on a baser level. Like, you think the basic, not really raw, like the idea of the spell has evolved over time. So common knowledge to you, like you learned magic missile. I don't know if you have magic missile or not.
Right, I think so.
But and it does a certain thing.
Right.
And this spell, although very similar, it seems weaker somehow, but different in a couple of ways. Like you haven't transcribed any of these into your spellbook at all. But this version of magic missile, it functions as like a conjured. This is a conjured missile equivalent to a magic arrow. It does full damage of 1d6 when you cast it. So it casts one missile for you, or at the level you have it at. You kind of read the potential of it. And as you grow stronger, for every 5 levels, you'll add an additional 2 missiles. So at 6th level, you'll get 3, and at 11th level, you'll get 5. But the range is also 150, which is about 30 feet more than your current magic missile. So it has less missiles. Like at first level, you get 3 magic missiles. So you'd have to get to like level 6 to be able to equal that. Although you get D6 plus 1 instead of a D4 plus 1, which I think is right. Magic missiles
It's
D4
still
plus
better,
1.
yeah. I think it is. I'm gonna look at it.
So, but it also like scales differently, and it has a longer range.
It's actually 3d4 plus 1
But yeah,
for the regular magic missile, and it's at 120 feet. So
yep. So this one has a longer range, but has at the moment for you only does 1d6 plus 1, but has the potential of being a very strong spell for you eventually.
So would I be able to describe it? Oh, don't turn that one off. Sorry.
It's going to be twice as expensive as it would be, and if you chose, I don't know what you were picking for your archetype yet, but it's going to be twice expensive and twice as time consuming as even a normal scroll is. So like if you were an evoker and you wanted to do Magic Missile, it'll still take you the regular normal amount of time to do it and resources. But if anything else, it's twice as much. And like functionally, game mechanics wise, because I think the mechanics of it were kind of interesting. You have 5th edition spells, so in order to make these feel ancient, these are 1st edition spells.
Okay.
So you have access to basically a bunch of 1st level spells from 1st edition AD&D.
Okay.
So they'll function very differently. Well, maybe not entirely differently. Some of them will, depending on, some of them will be different. Some of them will be very similar. Some of them will be way stronger. But you'll have access to 1st edition AD&D spells, well, 1st level spells, because that way it feels like they're actually really old spells. Like at the moment, your Magic Missile is superior, but once you hit 6th level, you're going to be able to cast this Ancient Magic Missile with a 1st level slot.
Right.
And it'll then be superior to you casting the same 5th edition Magic Missile with a 1st level slot. You can pump your 5th edition 1st level spell, so it has more capacity. But I just think it was an interesting idea to throw in first edition spells and make them actually like ancient and old spells that function entirely different within the system. Then it makes them feel old and different.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. Grab it out of my bedroom. Just grab mine. My charger.
So,
huh?
I just wanted to get that out of the way because that's what you were doing last game while you were.
Okay, so can I go ahead and scrub them because I think that the ancient spells will work better later, and with the way
you're gonna have to translate them,
that.
and the only one that you kind of have at a point where you can transcribe it into your spell book is the Magic Missile so far.
Okay, so basically, with what I'm going to be doing, it's like every break I get, I might just kind of scurry off from the group and just kind of sit around and learn.
Tend to be anyways.
Yeah. So I'm going to like basically scurry to like a little hidey hole somewhere, where I'm safe and I can just sit and read my scrolls, because I would like to find out. I mean, if I find this Magic Missile and I'm thinking, wow, this is ancient and I can do better later, then I need to really practice these, and I want to see what else is in here.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're going around, I might talk to a few people, but with the fact I'm really shy and still kind of scared of most people and things under the sea here, I think what I'm going to do is like spend a lot of time by myself, learning what is in here and what I can actually use for my character.
Okay. And you guys
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I just want to be a bit dense or pedantic, but you said first edition AD&D. It's like first edition D&D, because the AD&D is the 2nd edition.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's right.
And I think
quit being pedantic.
No, and I think
that's me, because I lived at the time, so that's why I'm being pedantic.
So did I.
Honestly, I appreciate it because that's how I tend to be, anyways. I'm wrong on this one, so it looks less, but Calvin can confirm that's how I tend to be, anyways. So I fully accept it.
Okay, so we will tell you this, and I will just be reading.
No, that's fine, and that's probably how you spend most of the day because you missed a lot of the last game. So
yeah, that's pretty much what I did.
You guys spent the night at the inn, and kind of went to bed, and kind of
what are my hit points?
Your max. You haven't been in combat enough.
I don't remember what my max is. I think, yeah,
whatever they were.
Okay.
It's gonna be early in the morning, and basically, Alandry's kind of trance is gonna end because you only sleep the 4 hours. Okay. So you're gonna probably kind of come out of your trance, and unless you want to stay in this 10 foot around like egg kind of shape, because they're just cheap little rooms.
Okay, well, right now I think what I want
you're sleeping
and read.
It's in the middle of the night for you. You're sleeping right now.
Oh, okay, I'm sleeping. But whenever I wake up, like the first thing I want to do is grab the scrolls unless somebody
Okay.
like comes and talks to me. And I think like the only
Okay,
person
you when it's in the
Albert.
morning, you can talk about it. I'm
Okay.
trying to move on.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm trying to
I
shift.
apologize.
So it's early in the morning, and you come out of your trance, and you're in this.
I'm actually, if I may, actually. So I've been really, I've been. Okay. I want to say this in character. So however, saying as I was in my trance, because this was not a normal trance for me actually. So since I'm feeling these changes, and I haven't really practiced it. I think it just came to me naturally, you know. So this CL trance of mine, I felt different. So an elf trance is actually it's not sleep, but you can have dreams, you know.
And really good music.
Yeah, and I had this weird dream where I was back in my old settlement, and listening to old stories and such, and I saw myself being able to uh, to launch bolts of energy out of my hands, and I never thought that would be possible because I was totally focused on my on being strong, being physically strong. So and then I had this, and that was a weird transfer. That's for sure. Then I woke up and I went outside and I started to do my early morning training. So with my tribe.
When you come out in the kind of wee hours of the day, there's actually going to be kind of a human sitting there, like weirdly floating, but like trying to sit at a chair. Like it's gonna stand out as weird to you because you've probably never actually seen a legitimate full human, but it is a legitimate full human kind of sitting there.
A human.
Yep. Pale skin, black hair, kind of black hair that's kind of flowing around like the water. Some like studded leather. It's got a long sheath, almost two-handed, but not quite. I mean, especially for a fighter, it's a long. It looks like a longsword, but the sheath looks very broad for it. And I mean, like otherwise, it has very unusual clothes for this under the water. Like it has basically human, the kind of the tunic and leggings and stuff, which is the fabrics and stuff are very unusual for underwater. So it stands out.
Okay. Does he look at me, or is he just standing or sitting there?
He's just kind of sitting there at the moment. It looks like he's if you stand there and actually observe him for a moment without kind of getting his attention, you'll see.
Can I? So while I'm doing this, can I try to do something like an insight check on him while I'm serving him, or would that?
What are you trying to get out of it?
I talk to him.
What are you trying to get out of it?
He's weird for me. I'm trying to see. First of all, if he. Well, first of all, okay. I'm trying to see if he can be a menace or not.
Hey, you're roboting a bit. I can barely hear you. It's like your voice is cracking. I mean, not your voice, but your microphone.
Me?
I can
He's
hear him
fine for me.
Okay, well, for some weird reason, he was totally roboting on me.
I don't
It could be the gym. I'm sorry.
know. You can roll, but it's going to be hard to kind of gauge. I mean, he's just sitting there at the moment, but you can give it a roll. It just
Yeah, perhaps it'll be more useful if I talk to him, but I don't want to do that right now.
Well, like I said,
Well,
you can
that's
kind of
nice.
observe him for a moment.
Well, let me.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I just
It's
want to
pretty
know.
good.
I have a feeling of
he doesn't
his.
he doesn't have like a threatening posture. I don't know how to word it. He almost seems clumsy and out of place, which is visually obvious anyways. And I was gonna say, like, you can, if you stand there and like kind of look at him, like, you're gonna notice that like he sits down, like he grabs the arms of the chair and like pulls himself down, and like slowly starts to lift up, and like ends up having to like pull himself back down, and like he loops his legs under his chair to try not to float up. But there's nothing like aggressive or anything. It does come across as just very kind of clumsy and out of place. Like he doesn't know entirely how to fit in with this world.
Can I go talk to the innkeeper if he's nearby?
You know, there's nobody at the counter because, like I said, this is early in the morning.
Oh yeah. Well, I suppose. I mean, if it were a nicer inn,
Probably, but
someone would be there anyway.
But he just
Okay.
disappears at night and doesn't care. Like that's how I've been playing him as a character anyway. So
Yeah.
he just disappears at night and kind of goes to bed. Doesn't give a shit.
Okay, I'm gonna stand there and with my with my stern posture and wait for the other people to wake up.
Well, you know that's
But-
going to be hours.
Yeah. Well, I'm very patient. I'm an elf. But anyway, yeah. Okay, let's try to do some talking then. This is not my forte, but let's try to do some talking. So I approach the guy. Does he seem... So I approach the guy.
Okay.
Does he seem...
As you get closer, he'll actually notice you coming and kind of turn around. And he'll smile and kind of wave, and he'll speak in Triton initially. Hi.
Hello there, sir.
You can't sleep either?
I don't sleep.
He'll actually kind of write elf? Your elf?
How do you know that? I don't even know your race.
The ears are a dead giveaway.
Have you met any other elves then? Any other sea elves?
Nope. You're a sea elf?
Yes. Everybody knows. Everybody that should be down here. I mean, in our...
First day down here. I came down last night. I couldn't sleep. I kept floating up to the top of the room and smacking on the ceiling. I don't know how to not float.
I noticed that. That's strange, actually. What are you? I'm sorry to ask you this. I'm not very good with manners and talking to people, but what are you?
Human. I'm from Luskin. It means nothing to you, to be honest. I mean,
maybe not. And I don't see any. You don't seem to be. However, I do notice that you don't seem to be very comfortable underwater, undersea. How are you? How are you breathing?
Magic. He'll actually kind of lift up and point to a ring. It's just like kind of like a silver ring. Lets me breathe, doesn't do anything else. I thought it helped me swim and not float.
Mm. Okay, I don't want to sound rude, but you are far from home. You don't seem to belong here, and you must have swim very or well as far as I know you don't like have any other magic that makes you like appear there and then here. I assume that you that you swan over here, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't swim personally. Somebody swam, and I just kind of hopped on.
Mm.
They were riding a bunch of seahorses. I think that's what they're called.
You rode a seahorse to get here.
Yeah. Not very well either, I might add. Very
Mm.
poorly.
I can imagine. That's not a very easy skill to have as well.
Very good at riding regular horses, four-legged kind, but none of the skills translate.
I don't want to sound rude again, and you don't have to answer, but do you mind telling me, since you're so far from home and you seem to uh, to have taken a long time to get here, what exactly are you trying to do here?
I am supposed to meet somebody.
Hmm. Well, I could help you with that, but I'd have
Well,
to have a name.
the name's a secret. And I kind of wink at you. And to be fair, it's a secret from me too. I haven't been told who I'm supposed to meet here yet.
Hmm. That's even more strange.
Telling me.
Well, I don't laugh actually. I was just laughing in enough character, but sorry.
You know, I thought I was a good swimmer, but you come under here and you ain't got nothing on a fish. Or anyone who's used to being down here. I am slow.
That's why I ask you why did you take uh, that trip, because it's definitely not something common to do. You must be very interesting, that person, then, even if it is a secret.
Well, I was offered the job. Come down here and work for somebody. Never been down here. Seemed like an interesting thing. I'm an adventurer. I like traveling and seeing the world. I've never been down here.
Are you an
I didn't know
adventurer?
down. What?
Are you an adventurer?
To some extent, traveling minstrel.
Hmm. Well, I don't say that to many persons, but you're welcome, I think. But you might not get a good welcoming
Hi.
around this part.
I'm sorry, but do have to bow out just for a few minutes. But whenever my character whenever I wake up, I'm just going to be studying. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I will be right back.
Mm-hmm.
So, you might not feel welcome.
I mean, even as you like talk, and I mean, you come off kind of harsh. You really can't. You're noticing you're not shaking his kind of optimism and smiles and stuff at all. Like, he's a really kind of chipper and happy, regardless of the tone you take.
Can I do another insight check to now to make sure if he's telling the truth as best as I can,
Yeah,
or
go
as
for
best
it.
as I can, or if she's hiding something. So that's
Everything seems. I mean, he seems pretty straightforward on the up and up. It does seem kind of weird, but I mean, you've known people who just adventure for the sake of adventuring, so it doesn't. It is weird. He's down here. You've, like I said, in your 100-ish years, you've never seen a human down here, but
Is he human?
everything he's yes,
I might have heard some tales, right? But I didn't even know if those were true. Maybe
the what?
I might have heard some tales about how life is above in the land, but I don't even at this point I don't even know if those are true or not. So
probably most tales you would have heard are probably like really, really ancient elven stories.
Yeah.
So they tend to focus more on the elves and kind of probably some of their origin stuff. And they probably do talk about stuff like Loth and stuff like that. But probably it's a little convoluted. That's probably anything specific, I guess. And
my question is, how does a human get down here?
By seahorse. Yes,
He answered that. He answered that already. He has a magical ring as well. Well, I'm gonna stay here and wait for my friends to wake up. If you wanna go on your business or you wanna stay, it's up to you. But I warn you that you're well, I don't think anyone will be really a menace or be a threat to you in this big city, but you might be careful if you go out.
Oh, this is a big city?
Supposed to, yes. It is to be, at least.
That came out harsh. Sorry.
No, speak your mind. I don't mind.
This seems incredibly small for a city. I was told it's the capital and one of the largest underwater cities, so I expected a lot more. I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's nice. I just where I'm from is probably anyway.
That's what it is. That's
20,
what we are.
30, maybe 40 times bigger, and that's not even a big city. I mean, it's a big city, but it's not. Luskin's a pretty big city, but nothing compared to like Waterdeep or Baldur's Gate.
Waterdeep. It's not underwater, is it? No, definitely not. I wouldn't have heard of that.
No. You know, it never occurred to me that's probably a stupid name for a city above water.
Seems so.
Speaking of business, can I ask you a kind of an embarrassing question?
You might ask. I might not answer though.
Where are the outhouses?
The what?
Outhouses. Where do you go to the bathroom?
Oh, well.
Good luck with that.
We have these sort of compartments where where stuff gets compartmentalized, and you just go there, and but I mean, it depends on your want to do. I think, you know, if it is something really like liquid, you can just go back, and in any, you know, find somewhere private and do it. I'm sorry if that. I really could not understand your question. We are really from different worlds. I'm sorry.
That is the truth. Yes.
Well,
I appreciate your time, and thanks for sitting and talking with me, or standing and talking with me.
yeah. You know, I'm only talking. You know, I'm only talking to you because you piqued my interest, and I was trying to see if you're a threat to the people here and to us. I'm sorry if that sounded harsh.
Wasn't am I? My threat?
Not yet. Not enough, at least.
That's good.
Okay, I tend to be a very good judge of character.
Especially with roles like that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
do you have the same elven lifespan? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
110 years old.
That's still pretty young.
Yes. But I am considered an adult here. Have you met any other types of elves?
Yeah, I mean, I've met elves. I've met what do you call them?
Well,
I mean, I've met land elves. I don't know what you guys.
Eladrin. Have you met any Eladrin?
Eladrin?
Yes.
No. I've met
They
call themselves high elves. I've seen a drow once, but they were in like they were locked up in a prison. And I've seen a wild elf, but mostly high elves that I've seen.
High elves. Well, I was sure that Eladrins were one of the most advanced race of elves. At least from what I was told.
I've heard of them. I've just never met any.
French. Well,
they're the seasonal ones, right?
I'm sorry?
They're the ones that like change, like they can change how they are based on the season or something.
Could be. I mean, they are known to us as being those true elves, which came from which has a relation with the Feywild, with the Fays, you know. So I would assume they would be still around. Well,
you know, I'm going to be honest, because I think it's a disservice. I'd never read anything about elves underwater. They don't talk about you guys at all.
That's well, our elven history was a bit complicated, as far as I understood from our elders, from the tales that I heard. I'm not really a bookish type of elf, if you know what I mean. But our history is complicated. At some point, some elves decided to separate from each other, and perhaps that's why we don't hear about them, and they don't hear about us. But as you can see, some elves do exist in other environments.
It's awesome. And I mean, when you're talking, shut up, dog. When you're talking, like, you can tell he is genuinely interested in what you're saying. Like, he does seem like he's paying attention and, like, attentive and paying attention to what you're saying. I guess I repeated myself there, but like, he is interested in what you're talking about.
Are you amused by our talk, or interested? And why exactly are you so interested in Elven history?
I didn't know anything about. Like I said, I didn't know anything about sea elves. I mean, I like history. I especially like stories. Like I said, I'm a traveling minstrel by trade, musician. I didn't bring any of my instruments, though. I don't think my wooden instruments would have played well down here. But, you know, I play music and tell stories.
That's good. They have people like this also.
What's your name?
ALANDRY. And yours?
He'll reach out his hand, which probably seems like a weird custom to you. I am Sam.
Well, I don't. I'm always like this, so I stay like this. See his hand. I said.
He'll kind of. Yeah, whatever. It's like people who don't shake in like cultures who don't shake versus people who do. Like it's he puts out a hand, kind of extends the hand, and whatever, kind of thing. But
well,
I used to go by a nickname, but I don't see much point. Seems weird to use it down here.
Don't say it anyway.
My friends and I all called my nickname was Barracuda, which seems weird to use underwater, especially since I can't swim all that well and am very out of place.
Yeah,
but above surface, I assure you, it was a great nickname. Down here, seems
that's
weird.
A fish. That's a fish.
Yes.
You know that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Fish with big teeth. I caught one when I was a kid. Scared the shit out of me. That's where I got the nickname.
You caught one by your hands?
No, with a fishing pole, a stick and string. Put bait on it, out on a boat.
That seems cool.
And it ended up.
That's strange. They fell for it.
Yeah.
Well, those must not. Well, you won't find any kind of dumb fishes very down here. That's for sure. Well, yeah. So as I said, I'm not very good with small talk, so I'm gonna wait for my friends to wake up.
All right.
If you wanna wait,
I think. I'm staying right over there, so I'm here. I think I'm gonna try sleeping under the bed and seeing if I float up under the cot and just stay there, and if that's more comfortable. How do you not float? I think that's probably I'm not used to being underwater. You don't float when you're sleeping, right?
No, we can. We can. So that's a bit. Well, every species here has its own mechanisms actually. So I have some organs that I can like fill up with water, and and then I can lower or get higher if I wanted to.
I don't know. This lets me breathe underwater. It doesn't do much else.
Hmm.
So you watch this, and he's actually gonna the whole time he's been talking, like he's kind of had his feet hooked under the chair and still kind of trying to pull himself down. You're just gonna see him go and like suck a bunch of. To you it looks like water, but the magic of the ring ends up translating it, so it turns it all into air. And as he continues to suck up, and his chest gets bigger and bigger, he's just gonna be like, whoop, and like float to the ceiling. Before he kind of hits the ceiling and kind of like breathes out and like kicks back down and comes back down to the chair. See, that's what sleeping is. It's very hard to sleep when you keep floating to the ceiling.
Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot help you with that.
That is a pity. That's probably.
I could hold you down. I could pin. I could pin you down. But I'll definitely not doing that. So yeah.
Maybe next time.
No, not even next time. Never.
Maybe on a second date.
And for a CL, say never. You should trust. You should trust that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Never say never.
Well, I speak my mind. I say never if I wanted to. I'm sorry if that sounds harsh.
Well, it's wordplay. Never say never. I'm saying never while I'm saying never say never. It's kind of the joke in it.
Yeah.
So by saying never say never, I'm saying never.
True. Yes. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna go back to bed since you're just gonna wait for your friends, and maybe we'll see each other later. And he'll kind of, which means nothing to you, but like he's actually gonna kind of like tip his head a bit, which seems weird to you.
I say we'll definitely see each other again.
Before trying to like awkwardly kind of swim off and go back into one of the rooms.
Okay.
And you'll wait a few hours before probably. Chowdah is probably the first one out because he doesn't have to do any prep work. Like he doesn't have to do prayers or prep spells or any of that. So he's probably the first one up, other than you in the morning. Or
I'm not. Yeah, at this point, I'm not exactly like in the inn.
Okay.
No.
So after you talk with him, you're gonna go outside and kind of find a quiet area.
However, I'm gonna stay right. With like a clear view of the entrance. I think
I mean, you can just swim up, and you have plenty of room if you don't need ground.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But anyway. But I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try to see if the guy gets out or not. You know. So as I'm training by myself, I also want to have a clear view of the entrance scene to see if the guy or anyone else is out.
You mean the innkeeper?
No. I meant the human. I meant Barracuda. Because if he gets out before my friends wake up, I'm gonna follow him.
No, he doesn't. I mean, I don't think you're gonna spend several hours doing your morning routines. Probably maybe an hour, kind of light workouts and stretching and stuff before you probably go in. And I mean, probably by the time you come in, after talking with him for a while and then coming out and doing your routine, not that you need much excuse to be grumpy, but you're probably a little grumpy because your morning's like an hour delayed, I guess. But you'll see Chowdah stumbling out of his room.
How did you Chowdah?
What?
Are you alright?
I'm fine. Why? That's just how I walk. That's how I walk around.
I know. I'm just asking.
Hi there.
I'm just asking to be polite. I didn't mean.
Which is weird for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
You're not there. Shut up.
I'm trying to be more social. I told you before.
You're making an attempt, and I appreciate it.
Okay,
He had a whole conversation.
I have no proof that this conversation occurred.
I have a
and
recording.
He was super fucking rude during it, so no, I'm fine. Yeah, no, good night's rest. Wish we got more information yesterday, but hopefully we might get some more today, and then we'll know what we need to do next.
Mm-hmm.
So
you don't know anything about elves, do you? And elves strengths?
not really.
I might have
Do you know how we grow every year? Are you familiar with us growing every year?
No, that's a good point. Yeah. I'll probably
what's a trance?
Never mind. I'm gonna try later if I can try to find another sea elf.
another group. Fuck you guys. I'm leaving.
I'm gonna leave. No, I'm not gonna leave. However, I'm gonna float.
Not me. I walk. I'm gonna walk out.
Have you? Okay, so you know basically nothing about sea elves or any other elf for that matter.
Generic stuff, probably.
But do you know something or perhaps a race called human? That's supposed to be.
Considering that my master did go to the surface, I probably am familiar with the concept of humans, but I've never seen one.
Yeah. The weird thing is I might have seen one.
Really?
And I don't sleep. I mean, I do have dreams, but they are really lucid dreams, and I would tell if I was dreaming or not. But I might have seen at least someone who claimed to be a human. Someone like weird, like really weird.
Coming from you?
Really weird.
I'm a completely white lobster. Like, I'm 1 in 100 million.
So. No, he's nothing. He's nothing like us.
Weird is
he's nothing like us. You if you see him, you know. He's nothing like us.
I'm a majestic creature. Oh, so he either doesn't have 2 arms and 2 legs, or 8 legs and 2 claws?
Not exactly what I meant.
He doesn't have 2 eyes, 1 nose, a mouth, or he had. I'm just saying. They are.
He's a humanoid. He's a humanoid. He's a humanoid. Humanoid.
Okay.
At least, but still weird enough because.
Well, yeah.
I think we're most similar to each other. I don't know.
Although, I would argue that there is a dwarf that lives down here, so it's not as peculiar as it could be.
Yeah, but that's I don't know. You have to see him and judge by yourself. Then.
Sure.
He's staying in the inn. So I'm keeping an eye.
Yeah, we are currently in the inn.
I love that name. It's such a dumb name.
Well, we are maybe in the lobby, right?
Yeah, we're in the lobby of the inn. Yeah, we're in the inn.
Staying.
It's not really a lobby per se. It's kind of like a common area. Because the rooms kind of line. Well, it's basically a large common area, and there's like an entrance over on the kind of the end with kind of the little desk area where the Koato is, and then the rooms actually kind of circle the outer edge of so the whole center is kind of a common area. At this point, Gawain's going to wander out.
For my non, so since English is not my first language, lobby and camaraderie to me, in a hotel or in an inn is probably the same thing anyway. So
Well, a
Oh,
lobby.
yeah, I see what you mean. No, don't worry. I see what you mean.
The lounge.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is more like a lounge where there's like seats and tables and stuff to kind of sit at and eat and relax and stuff. Whereas a lobby, I tend to think of more official, like there's a desk and you walk up to that and it's a very open room. Whereas that's why that's stop it. Chewing on my foot. Not that different.
So we have sea dogs as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have seahorses.
I can see him.
Oh, we have seahorse. Anyway, yeah. Well,
This seahorse has got moxie.
anyway, yeah.
So like I said, Gawain's gonna wander out at this point. So you're gonna see him kind of.
No, you're not
yawning
gonna
and
see me.
stretching.
I'm gonna stealth check. There we go. You're not gonna see me.
Okay. We are in bright. Yeah, we are in bright light. We are in bright light, and you want to hide from us. And I completely.
You're kind of caught off guard by the he's nothing like us, and then Chowdah kind of describing the difference between a lobster and an elf. And he kind of opens the door behind you and kind of tucks down, and you're completely oblivious to it. But Chowdah, you can see kind of.
Or I'm always oblivious.
Yeah, my eyes are like.
Anyway. Yeah, or I'm always oblivious about Gawain anyway. So
Intentionally oblivious, yeah.
Intentionally.
I'm like, what's his name from the Avro Monsters? the two eyeballs. Ipkiss was the one that grew in size.
Yeah, Ipkiss was the rat.
Crom.
Because of Crom, yeah.
Something like that. Crom.
I don't. Yeah, I have to read that. Anyway.
Ipkiss was the rabbit one. That's what I named my pet rat after. Yeah.
Dwayne, what are you doing?
Who's Dwayne?
I was just leaving.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. How are you? How are you doing, Dwayne?
Oh, I'm fine.
That's good to know. That's good.
So.
Yeah. So leave. You said you were leaving, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going.
But where are you leaving to?
Oh, there's a thing I need to do.
Okay.
I can't remember what it is.
There's some shenanigans he has to get into, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Something not nailed down that he has to take.
You should probably remember at least the general direction, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't want to know that. I'm sorry.
And we might be accomplices if we know too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
So, Alandry, you were trying, and I think you, instead of saying, okay, so leave, you said, so leave. So I think maybe if you want to be more personable, maybe try to pay more attention to your tone when you're talking, would be my advice. It's
my tone. What's wrong with my tone?
Exactly. That's exactly
what.
Nothing's wrong with my tone. You got it.
Your tone. I am having a normal conversation.
Maybe
am I not?
Soften your voice. Make your voice softer. You're very stern. What is wrong with my voice? I sound fine. That is what you sound like. You are not. Oh, hello. Personable. I am a personable person. Hello, I am a friend. You are my friend. Let's be friends. That's kind of the difference. So something for you to be aware of, because I'm not criticizing you. You said that you're trying to work on socializing more people. So it's a work in progress, and I understand that. But maybe try to pay a little bit more attention to how you're talking.
I will try.
That was great.
Was that better?
That was great.
Okay.
You are making great progress already.
Okay.
I believe in you. Just
All right.
do it. Do
I
it.
just, I'm just doing that because you guys are. I've never had any friends, so yeah. But you guys, well,
You guys are literally the only people I know. Everybody else I know died. So,
wow. I'm sorry.
it happens.
All right. Well,
My revenge. Oh wait, no, that's lightsabers.
Well, in fact, kind of talking about last week, you might have an idea of what caused it, potentially.
Yeah. He conjured a Kraken with the thing.
So there was conversation last week, because you guys found that kind of white opal kind of bell, Murdane's bell, which has divination, and then the necromancy bell, Valshroon's bell, and CHOWDAH last week was talking a little bit at different periods that his monastery was completely destroyed by somebody summoning a kraken, and MIJA kind of pointed out that conjuration is a school of magic. So if that was the trend that they were following, it's not a big stretch to think maybe they got access to that, something that enhanced their conjuration powers.
yeah. Well, as far as I knew or know at this point, I know very little of magic, so yeah.
Essentially, there's a possibility that I know where a third one of the artifacts that we found. I might know where either one has been or might still be, because if it destroyed the whole monastery, it might have killed everybody except and whatever it was that summoned or helped summon the Kraken it might still be there. So we might have somewhere to go. I might know where to find another one.
Well, I could definitely help you with that. Yeah.
Well, I figured we're gonna go as a group. I mean, I know where it is because I was there like however long it took me to travel, plus 2 weeks, because we've only known each other for like 2 weeks at most, or what? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, probably 2 weeks at most, but
It's probably like a week and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, so we might know where to go next.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So
But yeah, but but before we leave, some of us left already. Hopefully. Well, he might have left, right?
I don't see him anymore.
Anyway.
Fucking a cowbell on him.
Anyway,
It's a manatee bell. Because they're the cows of the sea.
That's a good idea. So anyway, yeah. However, before we leave the city, I think you might have paid more attention to that human that was here. It seems both interesting and this is not my cat, is it? No, I don't think so.
There was a cat.
Yeah, but not mine.
No, that was
Because not here.
Yeah, I think it was Keenan.
However, you might hear some thunderstorm.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say some trance.
No.
No.
Well, it's rainy, and that's like really, really uncommon at this time of year. Anyway.
Yeah, we could see what's up with this human. I've never actually met a human. It'd be very interesting to meet one.
Yeah.
I've heard of them, but I've never met one. So that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Perhaps you should try to talk to him because, well, he seemed interested. He seemed interesting and interested in the place, but and I, as you know, I tend to be a very good judge of character, and he seemed honest, at least to me.
You are a surprisingly good judge of character.
Well, I might lack social
I mean,
skills, but I definitely don't lack my my instinct about other people. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
We could. Hopefully, when did you see him? Maybe he'll. I don't know how long they sleep.
He went to try like a couple of hours ago, and then he went to try to sleep because he weirdly, that's the weird thing. He weirdly keeps floating. He couldn't maintain his so
No,
yeah.
I don't know. I sink like a fucking rock, dude. I can't swim.
I mean, you know.
I know. I don't know.
Maybe you might not know. I mean, you might. Okay, I'm sorry. That came out harsh.
It didn't. I'm just pointing out.
I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's fine.
I mean, I know you don't know that personally, but all of us sea creatures have that ability, you know.
Most of us sea creatures have that ability to swim.
Anyway, he was trying to sleep. We could go outside, but I want to keep an eye on him to make sure he's not.
We want. I assume MIJA will be out shortly. Probably to eat. And DARYA.
Yes.
So we kind of figure it. Hopefully he comes out. No, I'd love to meet him. I've never met a human. I've heard, like I said, I've heard of humans because my master went and did do some adventuring on the surface. So I have heard of some.
Are they dangerous in general? As a species?
No more than any other species, I don't think. I think they're, it's kind of like, I'm going to use the example of we literally have two of them in our group. We have two water genasi. DARYA seems like a decent person. GAWAIN seems like a douchebag. So I think it depends. It's more, I don't think it's all of them. I think it depends on the person. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure. I've probably heard of some wars, any of the bigger wars, because that's probably something that he would have talked about at some point. I'm not wrong, Potato. I've probably heard a little bit. Like, I mean, they have wars. I mean, I'm sure we've had wars. I don't know. I am only 8 years old, but I don't know. I've heard a little bit, but it'd be interesting to meet him. It was a him, right? You said it was of the male persuasion.
Yeah, I'd guess so. Yeah. Well, he seemed like a mammal. So, and yeah, and a male. So okay, that's us.
I mean, they might be different. That'd be interesting. They're like different. Are they like seahorses? Do their men give birth? Oh, I'm so interested now.
I'm not spending an age.
I'm gonna ask him that.
I'm not spending my.
Blake bursts out laughing as he walks back in.
I've never. That'd be weird. That'd be interesting. Because I mean, they're like the only sea creatures that the male gives birth.
Who knows? Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not sure if you guys are hearing these. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The thunder. Yeah.
That's some intense thunder, bro.
Gawain will walk in and as you're kind of talking about the seahorses and kind of laugh.
Speaking of the horse's ass, I don't know. I don't even know what that means. I heard it once. So
Yeah.
It's a thing I heard. I think.
And he's gonna go.
Not sure it applies.
Okay. Yeah. Let's wait for the others.
So I mean, if you guys are probably gonna
So,
chat for a while, Darya's gonna wake up late, especially for her, and kind of come out, for lack of a better word, a little disheveled, like, really kind of tired and fatigued looking, and kind of come out and kind of almost plump down on a chair next to you guys.
well, are you? She's definitely not okay, right?
Yeah, she looks really tired.
Daria, I don't think we will have anything too important to do today.
I'm gonna roll medicine to see if I can tell if she's.
It just looks like fatigue.
So perhaps am I being too intrusive if I suggest to you, Daria, that you go back to bed?
I tried.
Sleep?
I couldn't
You haven't
sleep.
slept?
I couldn't sleep at all. Every time I closed my eyes, I just kept getting the same dream.
Hmm.
It was dark, and it was cold, and all of the animals were running away and dropping dead.
I don't suppose that dream included sea elves and magic.
Nope.
No.
That's all it was, just kind of over and over again.
Oh, well, it's up to you then.
Very hard to sleep. I tried to focus on other things, and every time I kind of eventually could find myself nodding off to sleep, the same dream kept repeating.
Okay, just 1 second.
It's thundering here Friday. That's why I was saying, like, if I lose power because the thunder goes out, we're just done, because that's weather. You can't control the weather. You can try and keep your dogs and cats and stuff.
I can close the window of my...
We heard the thunder, but other than that, I didn't hear much of anything, but...
Thunder.
Mm.
The thunder.
Well, it's up to you then, but yeah, I don't think at least this healing herbs or what you have, they're gonna help you anyway. So, right. So why don't you just lay down on bed and not fall asleep? At least we're resting your body.
I try. It's a small room. There's nothing in there. You don't even sleep a whole night. You really want to sit in there for 10 hours, staring at a white wall?
No.
I got sick of trying. Heard you guys kind of out here, so if I can't sleep anyways, I might as well.
Okay. Yeah, you might know that, well, yeah. Well, you know what? Does your dream involve something called human? You know what a human is?
I do.
What's a human?
I do. I've seen plenty
of
them.
Human as the...
God, man, I really wish I could remember Ferngully right now.
I'm sorry. Who said who knew?
Yeah, I know.
No, I was asking Daria.
Nutritious and delicious taste, just like chicken.
No, I know. Well, okay, that's part of it too. I just feel like they walk around. Big Figo. Hi. Oh, shit, what is it? Hi, Helen.
Yeah, baddie. I haven't seen a movie in forever.
She.
Gawain seems to know what a human is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Gwen. What is a human?
Holy shit!
Well,
You failed, dog.
you don't find them anywhere but on the surface, and most of the ones I've seen have been on a boat. So
Don't
usually
you ever forget.
they're not very friendly.
Oh, that's so.
At least the ones I've seen. I hear there's more. I hear there's nice ones and not so nice ones, but I've never met any of the nice ones.
But if you see someone, you'll be able to at least say if it is indeed a human or not.
Oh yeah.
I see. That could come in handy, unless you have to go away again. But if you're around, there might be a human staying in the inn.
Really? I'd like to meet him.
Yes, he sounded all right.
Yeah.
Interested, but he did mention some scheme or some adventuring that he was hired to do, but he either didn't want to share with me, or he indeed believes it was a secret.
Hmm.
And I don't like.
Sounds kind of like the ones I know. Sounds kind of like all the humans I know.
Really? Well, we'll see. I don't like secrets, so I say we are gonna keep an eye on him. At least I am.
Oh, I don't mind secrets.
Yeah, I bet you don't. How is my tone? Is it right? Even when speaking with Wayne, it was right. Because I have to really
You can be an asshole to Gwen.
self-control. I have to really self-control myself.
You don't have to control yourself in his direction. I don't.
Okay.
Talk to him however the fuck you want.
No. I'm gonna learn good manners in general. I don't want.
Yeah, no, you're doing fine.
Okay.
It's a work in progress. I don't expect you to be perfect. Although the 8-year-old is teaching the 108-year-old how to talk to people. So much for elven superiority.
Oh,
I'm 100 years old. I'm so much better than everybody. But you're like the nerd who lived in his his parents' basement for 100 years. You're like, I don't know how to talk to girls.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
that was out of character because
I know.
The reference doesn't make sense.
I know.
Insert reference that makes sense.
I know.
No, you're doing fine.
Yeah. Well.
So what I found out, I asked about Umberly people. Murdain was the bell we have is Murdain's bell. Murdain was tricked by, I think he was tricked by Lathander, and then was in a relationship with Tyr, I think it was, and then something happened, and Murdain, she got dragged under and killed by Umberly, I think is the gist. So
that's about the gist of it.
That building we were in may have been a temple to her because she was a goddess. So that might have been some kind of temple to her that got dragged under the ocean. Maybe I don't know. A long time ago, like before you met Commander Crush, the big Nephros. Yeah, that was way before he was even born. So it was a long time ago. They didn't know anything about the bells. I asked about those. Something that I heard from the Sawagan about primordial progenitors. They didn't know anything about that. So like I didn't really get a whole lot of information. Nobody really knew anything. So
Well,
they got a map, I guess, and where we may throw stuff into a volcano. Was it a volcano?
Volcano.
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 I have no idea what a volcano is.
Yeah.
I haven't met. I don't know what exactly that means as well. So, well,
Is it like a really big hole in the ground? No, there's a trench.
we will find out perhaps in the future.
You guys are gonna hear. I mean, the voice is familiar to Alandry because he talked to them for a while. You're just gonna hear kind of not like yelling, but like loudly kind of yelling across the room. Altus, holy shit, is that you?
Huh? What?
As the human kind of comes out of the room.
Hi. It's been a while.
Been a long time, been a few years.
What are you doing down here?
Supposed to meet somebody.
So yeah, shady as fuck. This guy, obviously.
Meet someone.
I just did this.
Sounds. Yeah. What's his name?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet.
I was supposed
Who
to.
sent you?
I don't know if I should tell the
What did I do?
employer. I
Oh.
think he wants privacy.
Oh.
I have a question for you, Mr. Human Guy.
What's that?
Do the males of your species give birth to babies?
Nope.
Like male seahorses give birth?
Male seahorses give birth?
Yeah, male seahorses give birth.
No shit.
Yeah. Oh. So you don't? Okay.
No.
Oh wow.
And you're a male of your species, yes?
As far as I know.
Okay.
Oh
Hi.
hell yeah.
I'm
Last time-
Chowder.
Last time I checked. He'll put out his hand. I am Sam.
The tiniest fucking handshake.
Yeah, those. So he.
I don't know what that is. What are we doing right now? This is new.
Oh wow.
He'll shake.
So I say to the human. So. Yeah, he did try to do that to me, but I didn't know what it means. I
I have
don't
no
know
idea what it
it's
means
threatening
either.
me.
It's just a greeting. It's like saying hello, goodbye. It's just kind of a friendly greeting.
So why not just say hello and hi?
We do. Just
I mean,
polite.
just say, and not like,
Tone.
oh, yes, of course.
Well, this
I'm
guy
sorry.
seems pretty upbeat anyways. Like, even the tone that Alandry has doesn't seem to put a dent at all in kind of his upbeat, smiling and whatnot.
I know, but this is more so that Landry learns.
Yeah, it's
No, I know. I'm just pointing that out. That,
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
like, I did point it out to him when he was saying that, like, nothing that you're saying kind of breaks his smile. Like, he's just always kind of happy and smiling.
So these are my colleagues, and enough now. If you
Well,
want
then-
to,
You have poor taste. And he'll kind of give like a light jab at Gawain.
I agree.
it depends. Yeah, well, some are resourceful. Let's just say I wouldn't call friend, but like colleague.
Accomplice.
Some of them are currents. Some of them resourceful. Even though
Co-workers.
Yeah, well, someone I know or I used to know.
Acquaintance. He's an acquaintance.
Yeah, well, okay, now enough. So Miss is here. If you want to focus on her now, and she woke up, or should we go in among us?
Am I meeting
No, you're fine.
everybody?
You've probably been up for a little bit and kind of obsessed with those scrolls,
Mm-hmm.
and you can hear at this part a lot of loud kind of conversation coming from the common room. Probably
Okay.
pique your interest.
But hey, man.
So I go in and check out and see what's happening.
Okay. I mean, you can see basically all of them. Darya's just kind of sitting there, and she's really kind of like she hasn't slept. Like she's just really kind of tired and kind of almost zoning out and not entirely with it.
Okay.
But
So
you see 5 people. The other 3 companions, and the human that was talking with Alandry before.
okay, so I just kind of creep in to the side and just watch what's happening.
Okay.
So, you might, well, we seem to misunderstand.
Holy shit!
We seem to misunderstand.
Frogs can change your gender.
Do what?
What?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
We were
Did I
talking about seahorses. The males can give birth. Sorry, that's probably rude.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I was curious to what you guys were talking about. What do you do?
Seahorse is giving birth. That's what we were discussing.
Yeah, I heard that part. And
We were,
Oh,
yeah,
this is-
we have this this member of a species that, at least to me, I haven't seen that type of humanoid before. It's called human.
Yeah, we don't make
Yeah.
our way down.
where
here
did
very
babies come from? I'm
Really?
14. I've never heard of I've never had a baby
You're
before. So
I'm going to argue. You're a wizard.
I'm a wizard, but I mean I know magic, but I don't understand.
Wizards
Where
learn
do
a lot of
babies
things.
come Hey, I'm reading ancient scrolls here. It says nothing about childbirth. Explain it to me. Where do babies come from?
When mommy and daddy love each other very much, they call the stork, and the stork brings a baby.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Actually, I think
stork?
frogs. I think actually don't you just lay eggs and then the males do something to them?
Mm-hmm.
Do they trance?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, at least off character. I'm not a biologist. I'm an astrophysicist here. So
Yes,
totally different.
I think. Well, you know, and most things that lay eggs, usually the eggs get laid and then they're inseminated.
So do I have to lay eggs? I'm 14. When do I start laying eggs?
When do you want to?
Hey,
Hey.
I'm not having half crab, half frog babies.
Lobster.
Okay, sorry, lobster. Excuse me. I don't know. That could be. You could have a half lobster, half frog baby. It could be a golden lobster. That would be awesome.
So
They could breathe out.
now I'm
We
paying
have
attention
babies?
to Gwen.
Now you know where Frieza came from.
Uh-huh.
I want a baby. Can I have a baby?
You're a bit young.
But I want a baby.
You need to be able to support the baby, so you need to go on more adventures.
I'm a wizard. I can make shit appear. I'm good. I want a baby.
I can shoot light out of my head. I'm unimpressed by you. What?
What?
Can we not have babies right now?
I want a baby. I mean, you guys
Frogs
are
reach
talking about
sexual maturity
babies.
at 3 years old. I'm sorry, but that's bullshit.
Yeah, I think even
I could have babies at 3
I'm
and I'm
just kidding.
14. So
I think Grung reached adulthood at 8.
So I'm an adult. I can have a baby.
Anyways, I'm keeping an eye right now on Gwen and the human for just for you guys know that.
Mm-hmm.
Either off or in character. I don't care.
And I'm gonna be like, so Sam, is it? Yeah, let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
Will do.
Like, if there's
However,
anything you need, just let me know.
I'm gonna
Look, Wayne, I would like a
interrupt.
baby.
I'm gonna interrupt that cover between Gwen and the human and say, perhaps I'd say to the human, Barracuda, is that it? Is that it?
Yep.
Oh!
Or
Perhaps we.
Oh!
you recognize the nickname.
Gwen.
Yeah.
Gwen.
He told you his nickname was Barracuda, did he?
Sounds stupid down here, doesn't it?
I know.
Gwen.
It's kind of a fearsome one on land and on a ship, but down here it seems really dumb.
I know.
Gwen, can I talk to him?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm
good.
not keeping him.
Can I talk to him, Gwen? No, Tom.
No, that was fine.
No, that's fine. All right, that's fine.
You were demanding.
Perhaps. Oh yeah.
That's a demanding tone. That's.
Yes. And then you also know that I have my intimidating tone, which I thought it was like. Now I know how intimidating I can be. Good to know that. Anyway, perhaps we misunderstood each other because we both. I assume that you were like, a nice human, or however you call yourselves.
I mean, he
you
seems really good.
Can I talk to him, Gwen?
Can you explain to me what a human is?
Yes. Yeah. We will get to that.
Just point at the guy.
I think we misunderstood each other. I think we both believed that we were a good judge of characters, but apparently not, because we both know Gwen, and that can no. He's actually a co-worker, a very resourceful one. I might add, but my first feeling of you was that you were, not a threat to us. But now you just got even more interesting, and not in a good way. You know that. Am I being harsh?
I mean, he is kind of an idiot. But for the most part, he's a good guy.
You mean Gwen?
Yeah.
Or you? Or both of you?
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not an idiot.
I can vouch for him.
I'm a wizard.
He
What do
seems
you
really
do? What is your job?
I am a traveling minstrel. I tend to play music.
Like to
Or-
see, like.
Will you play me a song?
Well, I don't have any of my instruments.
I can.
They're all made out of.
Make you one.
They were all made out of wood, and I didn't think they translate. But
Actually, I have. Can I roll for my hand that can find you an instrument that can play underwater?
You're what?
I have. Hold on. What's it called? Hold on. One moment.
Wood?
It's mage hand. I can find within 30 feet. It point choose within range and lasts for duration until you dismiss it as an action.
Yeah, but that's not going to make an instrument or something.
No, it'll find an instrument for me. Like if there's an instrument around.
There's not.
Aw.
It's just the.
But I want to hear a song.
It's just a common.
Misha, I don't think that's a very
I
good
would
idea.
swim 10,000 miles. No.
Oh yay! Song, that's awesome.
Misha,
Most.
I think that's one of the people that you have to be scared about. I don't think.
No,
it's a good
I'm not
idea.
scared of him for some reason. Like I'm really interested because I heard you guys talking for so long that I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
No, I know.
I hear
Don't
sometimes they
feel-
have candy,
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
about
don't feel
candy.
like-
and then you get in their cart with them, and they give you candy.
Oh, they have candy and carts? Yay!
Yeah, don't feel like I'm forcing
helping.
you to do anything that you want. You can talk to whoever you want, but
I want to know about the music. I
yeah,
haven't
but
heard music in so long.
music, yeah, but music, as you know, can be dangerous if used by
music
the wrong
Also
people.
beautiful and
Only
it
the
makes
music
everyone
you
happy.
play, Alandry. I've heard you sing. That's why you
So-
stab things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't
I
stab
often-
things.
I'm not judging.
Stop music. I want to hear music.
He listens to trance.
Oh Jesus Christ! What's wrong with you? Out of character. Sorry.
Anyway,
No, that was 100% in character.
Yeah, what the hell,
we,
dude?
we did hear music recently. There's a band.
Thank you. Go
I
ahead.
don't remember what their name
Shell
was.
Shell
I'm
Tech.
done.
Shell Tech.
The two half-elf brothers.
The two half elves that you were judgy about.
Although to be fair, they were kind of an irreverent.
yeah, that was
Loud.
way
Hey,
too many people.
In game.
Anyway,
Do I have
I'm gonna
Are
I'm
we
gonna
up
hang,
against?
I'm gonna just hang back and not say anything anymore. But
Okay, so like I'm only interested in this music guy. Like, what's happening with the music? And can I have babies with music? Like, I want to know what's happening with the baby thing.
I don't know. Go make a nice friend with a frog. I don't know.
But I don't like frogs; they suck.
Well, that's at this point, I'm starting to agree.
Sorry. Okay, so anyway,
What's wood? What is wood? I don't know what wood is. Oh wait, is that what the boat is made of?
Yes.
oh yeah, the boat was made of wood.
I don't fucking
Wait,
know
what
you were
boat?
there.
I wasn't there. I don't know.
You're like,
what
yeah, the boat.
is.
Wait, what
is it?
boat?
I think she's looking for wood.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I was not in character in that moment. Okay, so my happy
Yeah.
little frog ass is going back to the corner to play with my scrolls.
Okay.
Whatever you call it.
Oh, okay. So you said like, play with something else?
Mm.
When a frog meets a lobster.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
we could have golden lobster babies. That would be so awesome.
That would be weird.
Yeah, but that
That
would be
would.
cool. I mean, like seriously, golden lobsters that new
Frog
magic
lobster.
like kick ass.
Rock lobster.
That would be
Rock
the greatest
lobsters.
baby ever.
I don't think
That
it
would be
works.
the most kick ass child ever. I want one. We should have babies. Do I have babies later? Like when you get older and I get older? Like in 20 years.
You're gonna see the Sam kind of lean in a little bit to Gawain and say very lightly, and they don't like you.
I,
What? What?
and he's gonna whisper. He's gonna whisper back. No, I don't think they're all there.
What instruments do you play? I've seen there was some kind of something like this. I think I
No.
saw recently.
Like stringed guitars.
I have no idea what that is.
They're pieces of wood. They're hollow and they're stringed. They're different size strings, so they have different tones and they echo off of the inside of the. I didn't think it would play well. Plus, I didn't think the wood would do well down here.
Probably not. You could maybe build one out of a shell.
Hmm.
If it's the sound kind of bouncing off the inside, maybe with the shell, doing it with the shell. might have
I don't
a-
know if it would sound
good.
the same underwater though. last time I tried to take a guitar down here, it didn't
Why do
exactly.
you guys care so much about me needing a new instrument?
So all of a sudden, I'm like checking out all the
I don't, I
guys
just-
that are like hanging out in this room while I'm reading my scrolls. I'm just kind of.
It's just the group. It's like literally just the group. Everything else is empty.
I know. I'm checking out all the group and like, who could I have babies with?
Because I've only ever met one other a group of minstrels, musicians. If that's what
Okay.
you do, then I like helping people. So if that's what you do, then I would like to try to help you get something so that you can play your music down here.
I left it behind partially because I didn't care.
Okay.
I'm also a storyteller. I like collecting stories.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
he can spin a tail.
Okay.
I like to get to
I have a
the
tail.
point of things.
Don't touch my tail.
I like to get to the point of things.
What things?
So how did you and Gawain met?
We worked on a ship for a while.
Yeah. Captain was kind of an ass though.
Hmm.
With a dwarf, too.
Yeah.
The ship eventually kind of sank. I can see
The
where
ship
Gawain went.
Yeah.
That
was totally not my fault.
We got into a fight with another ship, and, well, we lost.
Yeah.
If I know Gwen as I knew him from the last 2 weeks, are you sure he was not the cause of this mission?
Not unless he was on the other... I mean, maybe he instigated it. I don't know. But not unless he was on the other ship shooting cannons at us.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
We have a dwarf down here. Maybe it's the same dwarf.
Nah. I
Got
met
it.
him.
It was a blue.
It's not
It was
the
a
same
blue
dwarf.
dwarf.
So have you found who?
He had a ring that he just walked away, like he just walked on water.
Mm-hmm.
Just walk underwater. It's way cool.
So I'm still like listening and checking
So-
everybody out and thinking, you know what? I don't want a baby.
Oh, that's good. There's a lot of responsibility.
Trust me, you don't want to go adventuring while trying to take care of a kid.
Exactly. I would rather go out and like learn all
Wizards
the
don't
magic
do that.
I know. Like I was just curious. I'd never
I've
heard about babies before. Like nobody ever told me about babies.
Yeah. She's kind of also that nerd that just stayed in the library.
Exactly. I'm the library girl. I mean, I don't know about babies. I don't know about music.
Interesting fact. It means little to a lot of people. They kind of joke about it, but a lot of people, especially further north and further east from where I was. No. Yeah, well, further north. Maybe it was west. Anyways, further north.
Hard.
I'm
sorry.
They tend to call. There's a term that they use. It's a weird term. Taking an arrow to the knee. That actually means getting settled and having a family, having kids.
I don't think I understood that, but
It's a weird. I don't know why they call it that. It's just a random thing I know. I'm probably thinking about it because I'd love to shoot her in the knee with an arrow.
Why would you shoot me in the knee with an arrow? What did I do to you?
I don't think he means particularly you, but like
That mean you want to settle down with her?
No.
Your metaphors need work.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Okay, at
Okay,
this point,
I-
I've decided that I really want to learn this magical scroll of Evangelist.
Okay.
That's mine. Sorry.
What's the,
Yeah.
But no, at this point, I'm like seeing back with my scrolls, and I've lost all interest in every conversation except for my scrolls.
Okay.
I want to learn what is in there and what I can do.
And Glenn just looks at Sam like, so just reiterating, if you need anything, let me know. Have a good one.
Okay.
Are you good at fighting? So you can tell stories? Are you good at fighting?
Oh, him fighting? No.
Yeah, not particularly. I mean,
No.
I'm okay, but not really
So
that good.
you're like Gawain. You're garbage at fighting.
I'm better than Gawain.
Oh well, I mean, it doesn't take much. I think she's better than Gawain.
And like I said, when I introduced the character, he does have, it's essentially a longsword sized weapon, except it's got a really thick, really wide, scabbard.
Anyway, not very practical. I don't know. I haven't seen him use it, but we'll
I'm
do
pretty
it.
good with a scimitar.
Well, he'll pull it out. I mean, like gently, like not kind of non-arming one. And he'll pull out the longsword and kind of hold it in a way. And you'll notice it's got a silver sheen to it, and it's also got a wavy blade. This style of blade is called a crisp blade, but it's just got a wavy blade. Like, it's not the straight edge that you're used to.
Ooh.
And it also stands out because it's metal, which isn't common down here.
Aren't
I
you
see
worried that that's
someone's-
gonna rust?
I see someone's upgraded their their equipment.
Actually, you remember him with the exact same sword.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's yeah. Well, I haven't seen that particular sword before, and I'm trained in several fighting techniques and some weapons.
You don't know how to use
as
a
well.
longsword? I mean, it's an kind of ornate one, but it functions just like a longsword.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be very helpful here in the long term. Well, I'm sure you're not staying here very
At
long.
this
are
point,
you?
I'll look up from my scrolls and start listening because everybody's talking about combat.
At this point, I don't think you're gonna stay here that long.
Landry, you're being a bit judgy right now.
Uh-huh.
I'm not.
Uh,
Well, as far as I know, I'm supposed to be working for somebody briefly.
And you don't know who?
Not yet, no.
Just passing through?
Do you know what they
I
look
was
like?
supposed to... No, I was supposed to get word.
Maybe the person you're supposed to meet died.
Oh,
I mean, it's a bit extreme, but
I know how to get to the surface.
yeah. What?
Which is...
Damn it! Maybe that was the secret all along, and I didn't.
Nope, nothing
no,
happens.
it's not gonna help with you. But,
Well, like I said, he'll float to the surface.
well, we can.
Well, that
Well,
is
as you know,
really
yeah.
cool trick.
We can swim fine, but we just. Well, I don't personally care about the surface, about going to the surface. So, anyway, how does your secret job going or not going?
I'm at exactly the same point as I was a few hours ago when we talked.
Because you slept, presumably.
A little bit.
yeah, you might want to.
I have a hard time sleeping because the same thing. I keep waking up smacking into the roof.
Yeah, there's
Rocks, get rocks, and then.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem floating because I'm thick.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. I can just put some rocks in my bedroll.
There you go.
or you could try tying it down.
Take an arrow to the knee.
So what are you guys doing then?
Right now, I'm still assessing how much a threat are you, and how much is your relationship with Gwen can be a threat to.
He.
Oh yeah, I'm totally a threat, Alandry.
I mean,
I'm not saying
very
I'm not talking to you,
You
Gwen.
can't forget.
I'm talking to
He's very
this
judgy.
human.
I'm right here.
yeah, but let me be fair. I mean, he like I said, he's got just a a permanent, like, happy grin almost on his face. Not like stupid, like Joker, but like he's just kind of always kind of upbeat and happy. I worked with him under someone else, and I didn't really have much of a choice. You choose to work with him. Which one of us should really be questioned?
He's got a point there.
Well, I did not choose. Oh well, if I had my way, I would be by myself. But at some point, you have to make a group, and some of them are nice, some of them are not, but all of them are resourceful. So I chose to the best of my knowledge.
Some of us don't get knocked the fuck out.
Hmm.
That's
Hey,
just,
that
like,
was
my eyes literally do this, and I look at each of them.
that was an accident.
Both times.
Well,
Yeah,
If you guys were there to back me up more.
if you weren't running the fuck around without the rest of us, don't blame us because you run off by yourself.
Well, I'm gonna go wander around the city and look around. So it
Are
is
you
a
looking
pleasure.
for any in particular?
No, I'm just gonna go. I've never been here.
Okay.
Shouldn't take that long. It's a really small city.
Right?
He's gonna kind of clunkily, like he swims really poorly. I mean, he swims essentially at 15 feet per round.
He swims better than me.
Technically, yeah.
Boom.
yes, but you can walk. He actually can't walk.
Yeah, he floats weird.
Yeah.
So
okay.
he'll kind of swim over to the door and.
So why is he floating so weird?
Because he's a human. And he's underwater.
Kind of playing with the fact that he can't. The magic lets him breathe water, but it doesn't actually let him like process it. Like the reason why fish swim underwater is because they have gills that absorb the oxygen. They don't have lungs. So with lungs, you have actual air in your chest cavity, which floats. And none of you guys actually have that. You guys all have natural means of breathing air through water, processing it with gills or some other D&D version. So you actually don't have pockets of air in your chest. So he's able to breathe the water because of the magic, but he still has oxygen in his lungs. So that's kind of what I was playing off of.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I do have gills. If you guys didn't know that.
I don't have gills. Do I have gills? Wait, I'm a frog.
Well, considering everybody in the group is amphibious, shouldn't some like the elves should have actual lungs? They just aren't used underwater.
Yeah,
Probably
they probably turn off.
Like what's the name of that? Waterworld. Probably has gills. The gills are used when he's underwater, and then lungs when he's above.
Yeah, but you guys probably never. You guys have. Gawain has, but no one else has ever really been above water. So.
Mm-hmm.
Have I not been above water? I'm a frog.
No, you've never been above water.
Oh. I want to go above water. Can we go above water?
You're what did I just
Hey.
about I want to remember about 100 meters underwater. You're almost at the breaking point where you start to have no light at all. So you guys, a lot of your natural sunlight is very dim. You have a lot more like street lights and ambient lights from magic.
Not that far underwater.
We're underwater.
It's 300. We're 300 feet underwater.
I'm trying to remember exactly where I put it. I wrote it somewhere, but you're almost at the point where maybe it's 300 meters, but I don't remember exactly. But you're at the point where you barely get any natural sunlight.
Okay, Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal with this human?
You know as much as I do.
But I just met him, and you worked with him for how long?
Oh, I worked with him for a couple of years. He's like he said, he's a bard. I mean, he doesn't.
Yes, he's a bard. He's a human that chose to come underwater to this specific place, to this specific city. He must have a scheme of some sort.
Oh, you can probably be sure of that, but I don't judge.
I didn't ask you if you're judge. I asked you if you. Well, I intend. Well, I mean, my intention was to.
Oh, you want to find out what he's doing, what he's up to?
Yes, if you
Well, good
know
luck
anything
with
about
that.
it. If you
That
know
sounds
anything
like
about it.
no. I don't know. I don't know jack shit about what he's doing. he he. I'll put it this way: if you want to find out, I'll help you.
Yeah, and well, at this point, your word or his word means the same. So, so he left the inn, right?
Yeah, he swam out.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So I'm not sure what you guys doing, but I'm gonna follow him and stealthily if I can, even with my armor and ammo and so on.
Okay.
You guys wanna come along?
Oh, I'm gonna give him blessing of the trickster so he can have advantage on stealth checks.
Okay. Do you have disadvantage normally?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it'll just be a straight roll with advantage.
Okay. Let's do the. Uh, wow.
Great job there.
Yeah, but however, I can see really far away, so I really calculate distance as well.
You're stealthy as a blender.
Okay.
Roll.
I don't care.
I might
Give me insight.
elbow Alandry, and I'm like, you might want to try finding that kid that came with us. You know, he can turn invisible.
Landry, give me an insight. Okay. You're watching him, and you think he's aware of you after a little while. Like, you don't think you're being stealthy enough, even with the distance. But they're just kind of watching him swim around the city a bit. You kind of start to think it's an act. Like, he's almost too clumsy and too slow and too odd.
I'm interested in this now. I want to roll perception. Oh shit.
Well, it was insight.
Oh, it was insight?
Yeah.
Insight.
You can see him. It's kind of.
That's natural.
You think he's a shit swimmer. You're just kind of laughing at his incompetence.
That sounds like me.
Not my cat this time. Lindsay, goddammit.
He's going anywhere in particular, or he's
He does look like he's just kind of poking around town, looking around.
But like trying to how do I say this? Like he's trying to make it seem that he's not going anywhere, and then at some point it's gonna vanish. Where I want to
with
see
your
him.
insight, you're probably, but you do get I feel that he is a little bit looking around, whether scoping out the place and getting the lay of the land, or genuinely looking around. Maybe a bit of both, but the pathing of it is weird. Like, he's going around and he's because I mean, he'll occasionally like glance over towards you and then like almost like intentionally kind of divert his gaze and kind of pretend he doesn't notice you, but you're pretty sure he notices you. Kind of thing. Like, he's definitely leading you on a bit, but there's a small amount that he is just kind of looking around.
Well, this is a small.
I'm gonna stealth around following Landry, and he's not gonna know I'm there.
Okay.
Anyways,
It's a human sneakapede.
Hey, at least I'm following him closer than Alandry.
So what are you doing?
Oh,
No, I'm asking Landry.
oh.
I'm gonna uh, I'm gonna let him go and go back to the inn.
Okay.
And keep my ears, my ears on alert. If that's something you say in English. No, I don't think you said that in English, do you? Anyway, I'm gonna stay in alert if I hear anything that can be led back to him. You know, some citizen or some guard saying something. Oh my God!
You keep your ears open, which is a stupid saying, but I think it plays off if you keep your eyes open and then keep your ears open, which doesn't make any damn sense, really.
No.
But I think that's kind of the saying. But yeah.
That's what I'm. That's what I used to mean.
Or
that one is.
You keep your ears low to the ground, kind of listening for chatter around the city and stuff.
I'm very interested in what he does after Andrew leaves.
You're going to continue following after?
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to continue looking around, wandering. He's probably at some point he's just going to stop, and at like an outdoor kind of area and get something to eat a breakfast, and kind of hang out there for a little bit. And Alandry's going to swim back to the inn. The inn. And at this point, the Makoto is out and kind of starting to throw breakfast out.
Okay.
Which is not a great breakfast. It's a serviceable breakfast. It's very heavy in meats, which is probably why Landry doesn't like it very much. But he's going to start bringing out breakfast stuff, because the breakfast was included in part of the thing, and that's about it, but it's not a very good breakfast. It's not a bad breakfast, it's just not. Everything about the inn is very minimum effort. And the breakfast is doesn't deviate from that theme.
Okay. It's consistent, at least.
Yep. So what are you doing when you get back to the inn? You're probably going to see the three of them kind of grabbing breakfast.
Well, what? So while I'm going back, I felt a very strange thing. How to say? A tingling in my hand. It starts to reach or tingling, and I feel some almost like if I knew what that means. I'm not sure if I do, but it seems like static electricity, and suddenly some small bolts of lightning started to appear in my hands, and I look at that like, wow, that's what happened in my dream. But I am not dreaming right now. But then soon it vanishes before I could find out more about it. And I thought that's strange. But other than that, I just go back to the inn and see if more people are there.
I'm looking around and I'm like waiting for Alandry to go completely back to the inn.
Well, you were following
before approaching Sam.
Okay. He's kind of sitting somewhere eating.
Yeah. So you're not up to anything in particular, are you?
Nope.
Because if you are, I might want in on it.
I don't like splitting pay, anyways.
Oh, oh, man, really? You're gonna play it like that?
If I need your help, I'll let you know.
Okay, okay.
So what are you
I
doing?
get it.
What are you doing in this dump?
Right now, I'm kind of following them around because I need them for. Right now, I'm just following them around because I need them. I've got a task that I can't do alone.
And what task is that?
Right now, there's two. One is getting rid of this bell we found.
And you can know. I mean, you knew him before, so the kind of perpetual happy thing is definitely partially an act. He's dropped that at this point. He's got a more serious tone.
And so I show him the bell, and probably he doesn't like it as much as I don't like it.
He doesn't know what it is. Probably doesn't care.
Oh,
I mean, he's not gonna instantly just recognize what they are.
yeah. And the second thing, I think you might be able to help with. Do you know where where the biggest temple of Umberly is down here? I know you haven't been here very long.
I've been here literally. Got here last night.
Oh, see, I didn't know how long you've been here.
Yeah, I literally came in last night. Some stupid seahorse.
Those things really do buck.
Really need seahorses that like drag giant shells.
Yeah,
I don't know
they
why
do.
That doesn't happen. So look, just like they do in The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
That wasn't. He didn't actually say that, but that was.
Mm. So you're sure there's no way I can help you?
If I need you, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I was being honest. I actually don't know entirely what I'm here for yet. I'm waiting on information.
Mm.
I was to be here, and then I'll get the information that the job I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay. And he'll kind of look around. Well, it doesn't seem like your information is coming here anytime soon.
They'll find me. I stand out.
Yeah, you do. You might want to work on that swimming.
As you're kind of like standing there or sitting there chatting with him, you'll notice that he's not floating. And he doesn't have issues with it.
You sly dog, you. You putting on a show just like you did on the ship.
Everybody loves an idiot.
I know. Really. These guys just don't. They think I'm an idiot.
You are an idiot.
Oh, come on. You know I'm not completely an idiot.
I know, but you are sometimes an idiot.
Yeah. Too bad about that, Captain. If you know what I mean.
He was an idiot.
He was.
He wanted to fight everybody.
You know how much I like fighting. he takes out his scimitar, rarely used.
Yeah.
Puts
take
it back.
I'm gonna take a moment to plug my own character that's gonna be in your game. You remember Bongo though? He walked away. Like that's what his ring did.
Yeah.
The ship sank and he's like, well, this sucks, and he walked ashore.
Yeah. I mean, that was hilarious. But then again, he did kind of he did kind of do that thing a lot. He wasn't really crew oriented, if you know what I mean.
He was. I don't think he liked me.
I don't think anybody liked you.
Dueling banjos.
I mean, I liked you, but I don't think anyone else in that ship even paid attention to you.
I did the job, they paid me. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did.
I found more lucrative work anyways.
I'll tell you, your pay was probably higher than mine.
Well, like I said, you're an idiot. You suck at negotiating. Not that we ever got paid anyways.
If that ship hadn't sunk.
Did you find it?
Oh, yeah, I think we did. Like a year or two later. I got a new crew. No. That captain. Swear. Oh, that captain as well. He was much nicer. And also, I caught up with Bongo. But eventually, I got kicked out of that ship.
I heard he's got a new crew anyways.
Yeah. Well, it was nice catching up with you.
See you around. I should be here for...
Sam.
Hopefully not that long. Gawain.
He swims off.
You swim back to the
inn.
Okay.
So I assume that I got to the inn before Gwen. Then.
Yeah, well before Gwen.
Well,
okay.
Before...
So I told CHOWDAH and MIJA. Yeah, the guy, since he's like friendly with Wayne, the guy also was putting up a show. Apparently, he's definitely good at walking and walking underwater. He knows his way. His ruse with floating and so on was just that, a ruse. That's all I could find out. But
okay,
that's well. If he's doing that, he's probably up to no good anyway. So, but I just got bored, to be honest.
Auntie and uncle in Bel Air.
We're also waiting for our payment. Essentially, that's one of the things that we're also kind of waiting on.
Oh yeah,
we went and we discussed it, and we're kind of waiting for our payment.
Yeah, that as well. Well,
we have to figure out what we're doing next.
He's gonna stand out anyway in this city, so you might have heard of him.
Whatever.
Afterwards, we'll see.
Okay. What are you guys going to do after breakfast? I mean, Gawain at some point will come back in and probably eat breakfast as well.
Let's see. So, do I know any other sea elf in the city? Have I seen?
You probably know a couple. I mean, you're not the only sea elf in the city. So you probably there is one wow, what's his name? Noah from Noah's Novelties. He's a sea elf. He's an older sea elf. But he's a sea elf.
Is he's like a common citizen, or he has
Yeah. He's the one who runs Noah's Novelties. That's the ship.
Oh yeah.
That's right in front of Poseidon's temple. It's kind of sets in the center, like basically looking directly at, because coming out of the underground area over the coral bridge is basically kind of a straight shot, and it kind of separates a bit at his the kind of the bow of his ship kind of is where it starts to kind of separate and go two different directions a bit. There's not really a strong like road or path or anything, because none of you really need it. The Nephros do a bit, so there's a light path. Like it's not worked or anything. Most races can just swim, so there's not a. But it does. There is like a separation of buildings and stuff, like there would be a road there, but there's just not a real strong actual road there. But that's where it separates, is the beginning of his.
Well,
but there's others in there, but that's definitely one of the more well known.
yeah. I'm gonna go talk to him. I'm gonna let the other people know. Even though MIJA probably know something about magic, I very much doubt she could help me. So I'm gonna go talk to him. If you want to play out that scene, if not, then you can.
No, we can go there.
What?
We can go there.
Okay. Anyone wants to do anything particularly that's more relevant than me finding out that I have magical powers?
I was gonna go talk to the dwarf.
Okay. So it's just down the road a bit. So you can easily just kind of go there and kind of go in the ship, and Noah's there.
Okay. Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Do you remember me? We have met a few times before.
I don't remember the name.
ALANDRY.
ALANDRY. That's right.
And you know.
Correct. Yeah, that's me.
As
far as I know.
This is a very a touchy and delicate subject. But since you are a well-known sea elf around these parts, I could use some help if you're willing to listen me out for a bit. Well, actually, I can show you. Actually,
do what I can, I suppose.
Then I felt again my hands. I put my hand like this, and then I force in my hand. That's some light starting to run in my hands, and I say, "This is completely wrong. I've never had magic before, and I am a fighter. But I had this strange dream in my trance that I could actually do some magic. Have you heard anything like this that could be possible?
It's not impossible, right? I mean, elves tend to have a natural affinity for magic, anyways.
Yes, but
especially some of the land elves, some of the light ones. Like, all of them know it. The dark ones do, too, actually. The not drown.
Yeah,
So
something like
the
that.
dark blue ones, the ugly blue ones.
Something like that. Yeah, but I thought those would come like from birth or from knowledge, from studies. Not exactly, not exactly, not exactly. They develop it in my age.
Why not?
You think that
It's not
I don't
impossible.
know. I don't know. At least not in my village. That was. I mean, I never met anyone like this in my village
I mean,
that could do magic. Like,
great.
I'm barely. I'm barely. I mean, I can sort of control this lighting, but it just comes naturally. You know, I haven't studied magic like ever. I focused entirely on being a fighter, a good one at that.
Well, maybe you're ignoring some of your natural potential. Maybe you've always had natural potential for magic and you've just ignored it. And now it's deciding to manifest.
That could be.
I knew an elf kind of in the reverse situation. He started off a wizard, spent decades learning magic, and then just kind of a natural, what he was built for, ended up just taking up a sword. Felt very natural to him. I mean, put a little bit of work into it, more than what you're telling me, but although you're telling me this came recently, and you're only just barely getting the hang of it, maybe in time it'll feel more natural and it won't seem as strange, right?
Could be.
Maybe you just got the raw elements, and with some time, you'll be able to channel it.
But I mean, you don't think this is like evil like it?
Evil? No.
This is not
Hello?
something. This is not something that came from like something evil.
No.
I mean, I don't feel like. I mean, since I so that dream in my trance was like really calm, really peaceful. I was in my village,
Is it
and I knew some wizards.
is it the first time you've had that dream, or have you had that dream before?
Nope, first time.
Have you had a dream similar?
Not that I recall.
Maybe that dream is your what's the word? Like your not conscience, like your soul trying to tell you, hey dummy, you've always had this. Why not use it?
Perhaps. Well,
I don't have a natural affinity for magic, so I don't know entirely what to tell you, but I'd like to just wake up one morning and have it, I suppose. I don't think magic's innately evil or good. I think what you do with it is.
that's true. And well, I just hope that if that is the case, I just hope that I can have more control of it, so I don't hurt others unnecessarily. You know.
Well, a lot of creatures, a lot of people have natural magic, and I don't think they just maybe not quite as old as you are. You don't look that old. You look young. But maybe they wake up with it one morning, and then they spend years trying to channel it, but they also grow stronger over time too. So there's got to be some threshold where you you'll learn it, whether it's 80 or 200 or 20. Who knows?
True. It was just something very unlikely that I haven't thought about that. So yeah.
Have you had your midichlorians tested? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I just found out that I am. No, I'm sorry.
Maybe, like I said, I suspect
it could be.
I suspect you've always had it, and you've just ignored it, never tried to access it, and now your soul's just reaching out and telling you that you should.
That it would be really, really valuable to my life.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I keep being a fighter.
I know. Well, he's not around here. I know. It was a wizard. Became a blade singer, which is kind of reversing your situation. He started a wizard, which started to put a lot of emphasis on the martial kind of side of things.
Is he around?
Not around here. I can try and get in contact with him. See if I can have him talk to you. I don't know how good it would be, but might be somebody to talk to. At least he'll have a better idea of the magic. Maybe he has more of an idea of what you're going through than I do.
Perhaps. Well, at least for the time being, I know I feel more with at ease and confident. That's not something to be afraid of, So yeah, I'd like to thank you for that. But I'll keep an eye on it and perhaps even practice
magic will find a way.
Okay.
Way.
I'm here for you.
Are you going to leave at that point, or?
Yes, I'm really.
So you're going to go up and talk to the dwarf. Are you by yourself?
That's true.
I don't know if anybody else is coming with me.
Was anybody going with him to the dwarf?
No, I'm nowhere near him, so.
Guess not.
Okay.
It was mainly just because I have the full screen. And that's worse. I have those silver-plated candle holders.
Okay.
I was gonna kind of see what they are and if he's at all interested in them, because they're kind of more surface stuff.
Okay. You're gonna start noticing actually as you pull them out. They're gonna start they're gonna start being like green when you pull it out. It wasn't initially, but now at this point you're gonna pull them out and they're gonna be green as your
for half a week.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean, he might still be interested.
I know, but I'm just letting you know. It's
Okay.
partially an emphasis on the fact that they were sitting underwater for a long time and they never turned green, and they've been out of that library for half a week, and they're suddenly corroding.
Ooh.
But you'll go up and you'll open the door, and it's that weird burst of magic wall that there's water on one side. Man, these headphones make my ears itchy. And you'll go in and kind of through that barrier, and you're suddenly in dry land. And you can hear clanging from off in another room. Like, ting, ting,
Ting.
Hello?
You'll hear the tinging stop, and he'll come out. How can I help you?
Like, I'm down here. I found, and I'll at least pull out one. Be like, I found these I guess they're kind of getting a little bit worse than I thought they would be this quickly.
Yeah, metal doesn't last well underwater.
Eh, I didn't know if
What are
this.
you listening to?
I didn't
I'm
know if
sorry.
this was something that would kind of be interesting to you or not. Because I know it's stuff from.
No use to me.
Okay, it's really no use to me either.
Let me see one.
I'll hand it to him.
He'll look at it a bit and got kind of a quizzical look. It's crude or old. Where'd you find it?
In a temple, I think, for Murdain.
Never heard of him.
I think it was somehow sealed, and then it's not like there was something happened, and there's like a collapse of a tunnel or something, and it led into the. I think it hadn't actually been. It was like sealed off from the water, and then something happened, and then water rushed in. So it's
That
very
makes
old.
sense. Well, it looks that or just crude. Like you can and point out small things, especially since you have an interest in it. Like
It's true.
you can tell like the joints here and how squared off it is and stuff. That it's not high quality, but also it's not high skill. Like it's very crude, especially for dwarfs. But so it's either crude or old. Back when the materials and stuff were harder and better as time goes by.
Okay. Okay, well, so you're not interested. That's fine.
I have no use for them. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I didn't think that anybody else would be interested in them. So.
Especially, I mean, they're gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Metal doesn't do well underwater.
I assume unless it's magical.
Yeah, magic kind of preserves everything.
Okay.
It's magic, Rainbow.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Hi. Anytime.
And then I'll head back.
Okay. So probably Chowdah and Alandry get back to the inn about the same time. I don't know what Gawain's doing. Missy's just not Missy. Mija's just kind of sitting there, still probably enjoying the science a little bit as she's getting kind of obsessively reading her scrolls.
I'm not sure what Gawain wants to do besides.
Is she gonna try and actually like scribe one?
I would like to scribe one.
Okay, you only have the magic missile. Done. Let me look up. I think it's. Did you pick?
I have the original magic missile.
No, I know. Did you pick your archetype for?
What
Wait,
was the archetype? Give me a.
That would have been at second level.
Oh, it would have been a second level.
Yeah, wizards do second level.
What was your archetype then?
I don't remember.
Let me check. I forgot what it was. Yep, you're Evoker. I thought.
Evoker, yeah, that's right.
Let me look up the mechanics real quick.
Okay.
I knew we were just talking about it yesterday, but I'm gonna look them up. No, they're not there. Are they in the spell? I think it was saying it's 2 hours per spell level.
Yeah. It's 2 hours per spell level and 50 gold pieces per
Okay.
spell level.
Oh.
Okay.
Which is halved for you normally, but it's still gonna. So it's basically gonna cost the full amount. So it's gonna take 2 hours, which I'm just gonna say you have. So you're gonna have to spend the 50 gold, which is pearls. So 50 pearls.
Okay.
In components and stuff, and you'll have the ancient magic missile in your spellbook. And I can actually add mechanics for that.
We just do that later, right?
Yeah, I'll add it to your spell sheet because I need to actually make the mechanics for that.
Okay.
But you'll have that spell in your spellbook.
Okay. Yay. So I'm very excited. Have I found any more spells that look interesting so far with all my studying tonight?
You've gotten the names of them, but you haven't fully transcribed them. And they're all... Most of them are spells that most people would know. There's a Charm Person.
Okay.
Sorry. I changed the screen so I couldn't see you if you were, and you kind of said something, so I wasn't sure if you were doing something. Charm Person, Detect Magic. There's a Hold Portal spell, Light, which is still a first level spell.
Okay.
Magic Missile, which you already have done. Protection from Evil. Read Languages, which is now Comprehend Languages. Read Magic, which is also kind of Comprehend Languages. Shield, Sleep, and Ventriloquism. So you've managed to get enough that you kind of know the names of the spells. You've studied them enough that you know the names of the spells. So you could theoretically pick and choose which spells you want to focus on trying to transcribe.
Okay.
Or not transcribe, but translate and then eventually transcribe into your spellbook.
I know that the ventriloquist one looks very interesting to me.
Ventriloquism will be very useful later on.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So you're gonna start
focus
trying
on
to
that.
focus. Okay.
Hear the doing, doing, doing song. Sorry. Okay, so I'm working on the ventriloquism, so I go back to studying.
Okay.
And
I mean,
I'm just
so
kind
there's
of
probably
like,
when you guys are getting there, there's probably a brief point where she's super excited and I'm gonna have babies with Magic Missile or something. And then I don't know. And then kind of kind of look around and just kind of start reading another scroll. We're all kind of having a side conversation.
Yeah.
So you guys are back together kind of at the end, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. No. So are we waiting to be paid, or should we go to somewhere else to get paid, or should we stay?
The way it was told to you, the group yesterday, in game yesterday, last week in real life, they need to kind of like sort out the paperwork and stuff like that. But you told them where you were staying, and they're going to, as soon as they have it all sorted out, they're going to just send the payment to the to where you are.
Okay. I'm gonna go outside and practice some new stuff that I could probably do. Anyone would be willing to help me?
Oh, I'll help you. What are you doing?
Well,
you
know, MIJA is a wizard, so she has a lot more natural affinity for magic.
Yes, but she's kind of suspicious of me. So, and I want and I want someone actually
You're
to.
underwater, so isn't it suspicious of you?
Sorry.
Suspicious?
No, I meant suspicious.
I know. Fish.
Something's
Yes.
fishy.
Oh.
It's a stupid joke. Yeah, that's the appropriate response.
I thought that I mispronounced it.
No, a face palm is.
You're saying something.
No, it was a dumb joke.
You're saying something like that to a non-English first language, kind of stuff.
A face palm is
So,
the appropriate response.
I've been kind of looking around and listening a bit, and so I'm at this point. I don't really trust anyone, but I'm kind of like seeing that Gawain is, or not Gawain,
Alandry.
Landry is not that bad. He's not that scary to me right now. So I kind of walk up to him and ask him, "Can I help you with anything?"
Probably. So you're so you know magic, right?
Right?
Well, okay. So since we are all like at least co-workers here. So first of all, I show my hand and show that it flows like flows with electricity. Do you know what that is? And if I can, if can hurt someone else?
Can I roll insight to see if I know anything about this?
That one's a cantrip. You don't, as far as I know, you don't have that spell. But
Okay.
you'll recognize that easily as Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
And you do know it's a potential offensive spell.
Okay. So I explain this to Alandry and say this can be used for good.
For good, as in like hurting bad people.
Yes, but it can also help protect you later.
All right. And I'm feeling some kind of like I don't know how to explain, but I know that if someone like hits me, I can defend myself even more that I can. I can explain that. Would someone be willing to like try to hit me?
Ooh.
This is a serious. This is serious. I'm not joking.
Okay, maybe Gawain will because he's crazy anyway. He pulls all the levers.
I'll cast Guiding Bolt if you're.
No, I meant.
Yeah, technically that would still qualify. I mean, it's probably a douche thing to do, but you're talking about
like
in-game terms. Mechanical-wise, you're talking about shield.
Yes.
He has to make an attack roll.
Yes.
Versus your AC. Shield would still technically block it.
If I use.
I'll just roll strength then.
Okay, perhaps you should go because we are in the inn, but I don't want to cause any
just
trouble.
Melee.
Is it melee then?
Yeah.
Guiding Bolt's an attack spell, but
No, I'm just gonna do melee.
okay, just take one of your weapons or whatever. I mean, because you can declare you're not taking like a lethal swing at him. You're taking non-lethal attack.
Well, in that case, I can just take my dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think 15 hits your AC, anyways. Right?
So you, So you have like 15.
So almost, even without the spell, almost just kind of instinctually, you kind of, like with your wrist, just kind of knock his dagger away. Stop trying to hit me and hit me.
Hit me with like you mean it.
If you can dodge a dagger, you can dodge a ball.
Hit it like you mean it, because this just like hit my armor, like.
Fine then.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, at that moment then, when he's about to when she's about uh, to hit me in a certain area in my body that's not well protected by my armor itself. I felt this strong sensation that I can lift my hands and a shimmering shield-like sword appears in front of me, and you feel like your attack like hits this magical shimmering shield, and it won't be able to affect me. As far as I know, it is like +2, right? No,
+5.
Yeah. So yeah.
And it lasts until
What's
the beginning of your turn. Until beginning of for game mechanics, it lasts until the beginning of your next turn.
What's the armor? What's his armor class?
Well above
Huh?
18.
Well
What's
above
your-
Right now,
with the +5, yeah.
With the
It
plus
is,
5. Oh God,
it is 23.
23. Shit.
Yeah. So however, you would be able to hit me if you're not for my magical shield.
Yeah,
However,
so you'll
I
see his like
sort of
hands
felt-
like have this like black shadow on him as he just kind of trums over to grasp you. And you do summon the shield, but it's almost like you almost barely know what you're doing. It's just almost pure instinct and reaction. Like,
Yeah.
you just
No,
you're
it
just
is.
like you
No.
twist your hand into like kind of like Doctor Strange does, like specific the shocker the shockers for shocking grasp. But the shield pops up. Exactly. I mean, does it actually look like a physical like a shield?
I don't think so. It's more like
It's
an
however you
armor
want it to look
plus-
like. It's your spell.
Yeah, but it'll I think it'll seem more like an armor, because if it adds like
I'd
if it
say
adds
it was,
like 5 AC like
I'd say it was a force field.
body.
Like
It's not just
I know, but I
glowing
mean,
force field
lar-
around your body. That would be cool.
largely it's cosmetic, so it's however you want it to look. But
Like emit
however
force from
however
Dark
that comes
Souls.
up, he'll kind of hit it and almost kind of hurt his fingers. You hear a bong, kind of reverberate on it, and you could see that black energy leave his hand and kind of go into the shield a bit before kind of spreading out and dissipating.
Be right back.
well, actually it doesn't dissipate because it lasts into my turn.
Well, the spell, not
Oh,
your
yeah,
spell,
yeah.
his spell
Of course.
kind of goes into it and kind of
Oh, yeah,
dissipates off because he missed. So
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that was a nice shield. That'll definitely come in useful later.
that's interesting, and I'd like to thank you for that. Am I doing this all right? I think so, right?
and then after probably let's just say 6 seconds, you'll see the shield effect fade. It'll drop and you'll feel it gone. Is like you kind of feel that warmth and protection fade.
Well, that's the first time you guys ever seen me greeny with I say, I don't know.
I'd say you're going. Well, you already go in the front, but you're definitely going way ahead of me from now on.
Well, I try to be always in the front, but sometimes you just go ahead. And then I let you because I'm not your boss or anything. So, but yeah, definitely I'll be on the front lines as I've always been. But this will come in handy. And he says that in a sort of like gleeful voice.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
And
as you're kind of experimenting with your new magic, having talked with Noah and stuff, that's where we're gonna wrap up for the night because it's 10:23. So I want to kind of say the goodbyes.
Mm-hmm.
So we can start that. Where are we? Missy's gone, so if Gawain kind of wants to go over his outros and stuff.
So Gawain has seen an old friend that he really was not expecting because, humans underwater, kind of not a thing. And yeah.
Why did that not work?
Also, I'm excited about Inflict Wounds and level 3, and yeah. Oh, yeah. And he's really impressed by ALANDRY right now. Like, really impressed.
My commands aren't working.
Okay.
Try.
We can just say our.
Yeah. If you guys want to say them and actually type them into the chat. My commands aren't working. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. I have it up and everything. It's just not. It's not actually typing into the chat. It's not popping up like the command would. So
more than a fish, I am more than a man. Death will rise from the tides. I am Murloc. Yeah, fuck with me now. I am.
Actually, you're not. Missy's a Murloc.
That's true. I am Calvi Calv of Calvi Calv Gaming. I have my Calvi Calv Gaming on YouTube. I think I did a human rogue, got posted yesterday. Oh, I forgot to do whatever next week's is. I was a little slow. I have drill this coming weekend, so I'm a little out of it. Working on, I think I'm uploaded till the middle of September. I started playing Resident Evil 4. I stream usually on Saturdays, but I'm not going to be streaming this Saturday because I'm not going to be home. I have a Facebook page, Calvi Calv's Gaming. It's either Calvi Calv or Calvi Calv's Gaming, whether it's on Twitter, either Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. So I game, I play video games, I play role-playing games. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Ganley AI.
Okay, so I'm Ganley. As I say all the time, I'm not a streamer. However, I play a CL here, and I'd like to thank Calvin for the video on the half-hour quality. I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't use everything there, but it was really useful. Like I picked several stuff, and mainly because I had an idea already, of course, but it was really useful, and I'd like to thank for that.
Sometimes just conceptually, different ways to approach a character get you thinking, and sometimes that's all you need. You kind of need a kickstart to get thinking a little bit differently.
Sure. That's actually what I put, I think, on my most recent video. I was like, maybe it's not, but maybe because you said that you're kind of picking, you're like, oh, I like this from over here, but I like this from this one. I'm kind of gonna. So I was like, that's
why I like. I'm looking forward to Ravnica, even though it's getting kind of mixed, kind of interest, is because the way they're describing it is they're going to be doing a lot with kind of conceptually like where a character comes from, and I think that'll get me thinking. Even if I never run the setting, it'll get me thinking about different stuff. So
what setting are you talking about?
Ed, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah, and I would also like to thank October Road 2 for being patient with us, and some of us are not always around. So I'd like to say sorry and thank you to you, because this has been an amazing campaign, very very challenging for you and for all of us, and it's very unique. So every time I mention that in other channels, everybody's So yeah, and so I played this elf here, a fighter who is now a 3rd level, and he's a little bit magic because he's turning into an Eldritch Knight, and I think that was awesome. So I'll be looking like a Knuckleman or a Knuckle Elf with magic, with real magic. That's pretty nice. That's pretty cool. However, yeah, but my half orc are actually playing on some other channel. I don't remember the actual name of the channel, but it's from a very good DM called Jeanette Briggs, if I'm not mistaken. And every 2 weeks, this Sunday and every 2 weeks, we are playing a campaign called Rats of Waterdeep, and it's been really fun as well. So yeah, and you can follow. And I don't have too much time to actually like play loads of games. However, I play like one shots here and there in some other channels. And if you want to know more, you can follow me on Twitter at GANLEI _. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.
And Missy is not here, but you can find her at Missy EY.
Missy.
Do you want to type in? Do you want to type in her Twitter and
Okay, it's
Twitch? You can find her under those. She's both on Twitch and she streams with some regularity, and she's also on Twitter. And I'm of course ArcDevil Road 2. This is my channel right here. And you can find me on Twitter at ArcDevil Road 2. And if you want to hang out in Discord, you can hit Char's holy symbol down there. If this is on Twitch, if not. And our one-shots are going to be this Thursday instead of Friday. Mostly because I don't play Thursday because I like watching Critical Role. So since they're playing on Friday, I'm running it on Thursday.
okay. What time Thursday?
And, the normal 8 o'clock. And
well, I'm gonna be actually, that's gonna be an issue.
Well, maybe we won't run it, but they need help because I killed Potato last week.
I don't need fucking any help. I'm kicking all the ass, thank you.
Yeah,
he needs all the help he can get.
You are.
Elves are always cocky as shit, regardless of the setting.
Fighting.
Elves are always cocky, regardless of the setting.
Yeah, except mine hasn't gotten knocked the fuck out yet. I would like to point that out.
Wow!
I was this close.
I should have seen that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to. I don't think you
almost died the first game.
No, I mean.
What? What'd you say?
So, no, I actually don't think that your channel can like save past streams as a VOD yet. No.
No, every channel can.
It saves. Depends on the age. It saves them for a certain amount of time and higher grade channels. But as long as
it's saved,
I export them to. I export these games to my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm. I'll definitely have to see that. I'm sorry for later.
But Thursday, if you could start at 9, that'd be great because it's 4:30 to I think 8:30. The D&D game. So if you could start at 9, that'd be great.
And without a whole lot of options, I'm just gonna raid Vorpal DM because they only have 2 people. So we're gonna go over there. So here we go. Start the counter.
See, my thing is I don't want to start that late because then we might run later, and I have drill, so I have to be.
You're gonna be here, so you're gonna be sitting behind my.
So I was going to say, I will definitely see you guys this weekend. I won't be so preoccupied, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully you get that situation rectified.
So here we go.
Yeah, that was a fun situation. Bye, y'all. Did we write?